At that time, King Hezekiah sent his 3 servants to speak to the Rabshakeh. Rabshakeh was a servant of King Sennacherib. It was the Assyrian king's subordinate, that Assyrian king. Let's read it. Eliakim son of Hilkiah, and Shebna, and Joah son of Asaph said to Rabshakeh, "Please speak to us in Aramaic with your servants, because we understand it. Do not speak to us in Judean, so that the words will not be heard by the people in the city." But then Labashagi still continued to use Yiddish, and he greatly insulted the people of Jerusalem. He said this. Rabshakeh said, "My master sent me to speak to you and your queen and your people. Isn't it also to those sitting on the city walls with you, eating their own dung, drinking their own urine?" He said, "The people of Jerusalem are eating their own dung, drinking their own urine." As you can see, their speech was very crude at that time, very contemptuous toward Jerusalem. So then Labashagi stood and shouted in the language of Judah. At that time, Rabshakeh had reached outside the walls of Jerusalem. This soldier of Judah also stood on the city wall, keeping watch. But when they heard the enemy general's insults, he said, "You shall listen to the words of the king of Assyria. Thus says the king, do not let Hezekiah deceive you, because he cannot rescue you from my hand. Do not trust Hezekiah or be misled by him. The Lord says, the Lord will surely save us. This city will not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria. Do not listen to Hezekiah. Thus says the king of Assyria, make peace with me. Surrender to me, and you can eat the fruit from your own vineyards and fig trees, and drink from your own cisterns. I will lead you to a land that belongs to your country. There will be grain, wine, food, and vineyards, olive groves, and honey, so that you will not perish. Do not listen to Hezekiah, because he misleads you into trusting that the Lord will save us. Do the gods of the nations really save their lands? From the hand of Ashdod, where is the god of Hamath? Where is the god of Sepharvaim? Can they save Samaria from my hand? Among all these nations' gods, which one has ever saved their land from my hand? Can the Lord rescue Jerusalem from my hand? Is that possible? This is the officer from the Assyrian king's army. Deliver the message to King Hezekiah. And he also sent it to the soldiers guarding Judah. Did his words insult our God? He said, can the Lord save Jerusalem from my hand? Do you remember how the Egyptian Pharaoh spoke? He said, I do not know the Lord, and would not let Israel leave Egypt. He said he did not know the Lord. But our ancestors said, when I go forth with great power, and struck Egypt, then Pharaoh recognized that I am the Lord. So now, King Hezekiah. It was the Assyrian king, the enemy of King Hezekiah, who said, can the Lord save Jerusalem from my hand? He is very arrogant. So what happened in the end? Let's see. Next, everyone was silent. The envoys from Judah were silent, and the soldiers on the walls. Not one dared to speak. Not a single word was answered to him. King Hezekiah of Judah commanded, do not answer him. Then Eliakim son of Hilkiah, the recorder, and Shebna, along with Az's son, Joah tore his clothes, and came before King Hezekiah, and told him the words of Rabshakeh. Then, when King Hezekiah heard what Rabshakeh said, he intended to persuade to surrender, to urge Jerusalem to surrender. And if they did not surrender, the nation would be destroyed, because no nation could the hand of King Sennacherib. No nation could escape the hand of the Assyrian king. What should King Hezekiah do? This king was a good king. King Hezekiah was a good king. King Hezekiah entrusted his affairs to God. He went to the temple of God to pray, hoping God would save him. Will God save Hezekiah? Indeed, he will. Later we will talk about how God saved King Hezekiah. May glory be to the Father and the Lord,